Have you ever wondered why you were born into this exact life? Not just this family, but this time, this culture, this environment? Why your parents are the people they are? Why your siblings behave the way they do? Why certain circumstances greeted you the moment you opened your eyes? At first glance, these questions seem ordinary, yet hidden within them is one of the most profound mysteries of human existence. The truth is, your arrival in this world was not a random accident. Long before your first breath, long before your first word or smile, your soul had already made a conscious, deliberate choice. A choice that would shape the trajectory of your earthly life in ways both subtle and monumental. Picture this: a vast, luminous hall stretching beyond what your imagination can hold. Millions of souls gather here, each one poised to enter a new life. Each soul surveys countless possibilities: a life in wealth or in struggle, in love or in solitude, in ease or in challenge. And here, amidst infinite options, your soul carefully considers its next incarnation. It contemplates the family, the culture, the lessons, and ultimately, the person who will become your mother. This is not fantasy. It is a metaphysical framework that explains why life is as it is. Every detail, the tone of your mother's voice, her habitual patterns, her strengths, her limitations, was observed and chosen by your soul before incarnation. Why would a soul deliberately select a life that might be challenging, painful, or even bewildering? The answer lies in the evolutionary purpose of human existence. Our souls are not here merely for comfort or pleasure. They are here to evolve, to expand, to learn. And the universe provides experiences, carefully calibrated experiences, through which this growth can occur. Your mother is one of the most significant instruments of this growth. Imagine life as a sophisticated, cosmic simulation. Before stepping into it, you set the parameters. You choose the challenges that will best develop your courage, your empathy, your self-awareness. Your mother was selected precisely for the lessons she could help you cultivate. Her perfection is not of the human variety. It is the perfect fit for your soul's evolution. If she is protective, your soul learns autonomy. If she is distant, your soul learns self-compassion. If she is critical, your soul cultivates self-worth from within. Every nuance, every interaction, every word spoken or withheld was part of a masterfully designed curriculum. This choice, however, is never made in isolation. Before incarnation, there is a sacred meeting of souls, an agreement between you and your mother, a contract of cosmic proportions. Imagine two travelers meeting before a long journey, agreeing, "I will help you grow in these ways. You will help me in those ways. Together, we will fulfill our part." Your mother, even without conscious awareness, agreed to play her role in this spiritual curriculum. Perhaps she would teach patience through her impatience, or unconditional love through her struggles with attachment. Likewise, your presence in her life is a mirror, reflecting the lessons she needs to integrate. This agreement is rooted in love. Even the moments that hurt, even the moments of misunderstanding, are not punitive. They are opportunities for mutual growth. And when you understand this, the way you perceive your life changes profoundly. You are no longer a victim of circumstance. You are a brave soul, consciously navigating a universe designed for your evolution. The soul's choice extends beyond the individual. When you chose your mother, you also chose her lineage, her ancestors, her unhealed wounds, her inherited patterns. Every family carries stories, patterns, and energies that stretch back generations. Your soul selected access to this lineage intentionally, knowing the precise dynamics that would best support your growth. You may carry unhealed ancestral wounds, or you may inherit latent gifts that have been dormant for generations. Perhaps a trait of courage, creativity, or compassion manifests in you because your lineage needed someone to embody it fully. Your soul did not inherit these patterns to remain trapped. They were inherited to transform, to heal, and to elevate the entire family energy across generations. Your mother is not only a teacher, she is a living mirror. Everything that triggers you about her reflects something within you that needs recognition, acceptance, or transformation. When her anxiety disturbs you, it may be your own anxiety speaking. When her controlling nature frustrates you, it may reveal your latent desire for control or structure. The magic lies in awareness. As you recognize and integrate these mirrored qualities, the relationship evolves. No longer are you reacting unconsciously. You are witnessing, understanding, and transforming. Through this reflection, your spiritual evolution unfolds not only for you but also for your mother, your lineage, and future generations. The painful experiences with your mother, the moments of abandonment, criticism, neglect, or misunderstanding, these are not mere accidents. They are portals designed by your soul to forge inner strength, resilience, compassion, and forgiveness. Trauma, in this view, is not something inflicted upon you. It is something that flows through you, shaping you, refining you, and awakening the hidden capacities of your spirit. Abandonment cultivates independence. Criticism cultivates inner validation. Neglect fosters empathy. Over-control ignites the understanding of freedom. Through the transformation of these experiences, you acquire spiritual gifts that are uniquely yours. There are signs that the bond with your mother transcends a single lifetime. Recurrent dreams, uncanny coincidences, inexplicable emotional resonance, shared talents, and deep, unspoken understanding are evidence of a connection that predates this incarnation. These are glimpses of the continuity of souls, of contracts and lessons repeated across lifetimes until mastery is achieved. To honor the soul's choice is not to idealize your mother or erase the challenges. It is to recognize the courage of your soul in selecting this path, the wisdom embedded in each experience, and the transformative potential of every lesson. Gratitude becomes a practice of empowerment, acknowledging your growth, embracing your autonomy, and using your experiences to create a life of purpose. Your mother fulfilled her sacred role. Now it is your turn to become the fullest expression of your potential, to break ancestral patterns, to embody compassion, wisdom, and strength, and to inspire others to recognize the sacred gifts in their own familial journeys. Before birth, your soul exercises a freedom that most people rarely consider, the freedom to choose your entire starting point in life. This is not the mundane, choosing between breakfast cereals kind of freedom. This is the ultimate expression of intentionality. Every element of your early environment, every circumstance that shaped your first years, was carefully selected with a clear purpose. Your soul did not choose life randomly. It chose challenges that would awaken hidden capacities within you. It chose relationships that would mirror back essential truths about yourself. It chose a mother who would act as both a guide and a catalyst. Sometimes nurturing, sometimes challenging, always purposeful. Consider how revolutionary this perspective is. Nothing in your early life was meaningless. No act of overprotection, no moment of misunderstanding, no experience of criticism or neglect was random. Each moment was deliberately chosen to teach, to provoke growth, and to ignite your spiritual evolution. Your mother is a mirror, reflecting both your light and your shadow. Everything about her that irritates you, frustrates you, or challenges you exists somewhere within your own soul. And everything about her that inspires admiration, gratitude, or love is also a reflection of qualities your soul holds. When she is rigid, you are invited to explore your own flexibility. When she is nurturing, you are learning how to extend care to yourself. When she criticizes, she is not punishing you. She is showing you where you need to strengthen your inner foundation. This mirroring is not a coincidence. It is a designed spiritual interaction. By observing her patterns, you gain access to the aspects of yourself that need recognition and integration. And as you evolve, as you accept and transform your own inner shadows, your perception of her changes as well. The relationship shifts from conflict to understanding, from resistance to reflection, from pain to growth. When your soul chose your mother, it also chose her lineage, her ancestry, her inherited traits, and her unresolved patterns. Families carry multi-generational karma, the energetic imprints of unhealed wounds, unresolved conflicts, and spiritual gifts passed down through time. You may inherit tendencies toward anxiety, perfectionism, or self-sacrifice. You may inherit artistic ability, resilience, or an intuitive sense of empathy. These inheritances are not accidental. Your soul intentionally selected them because they provide the terrain for your spiritual development. Every familial trait, every ancestral lesson is a tool for growth. You are the link in a chain of generations, chosen to heal, transform, and elevate the family energy. By consciously engaging with these inherited patterns, you release the weight of old cycles and step into a higher expression of yourself. The challenges you experienced with your mother, abandonment, criticism, overprotection, or neglect, were not punishments. They were training grounds. The soul chose them because it knew you could transform these experiences into spiritual strength. Abandonment cultivates self-reliance and independence. Criticism nurtures self-validation and inner confidence. Overprotection teaches the value of freedom. Neglect fosters empathy and sensitivity. Each painful moment carries a hidden lesson, waiting to be recognized and integrated. Trauma is not something that happens to you. It is something that flows through you. When transformed, it becomes a source of power, wisdom, and spiritual insight. Those who have faced profound challenges often become the most compassionate, resilient, and wise individuals, not in spite of their experiences, but because of how they transmute them. There are subtle signs that your connection with your mother transcends a single lifetime. Perhaps you feel an instant familiarity, a recognition that goes beyond words. Perhaps you share inexplicable talents, intuitive insights, or parallel fears. Sometimes dreams reveal interactions from previous lives, memories of shared lessons or dynamics that repeat across incarnations. Synchronicities, those seemingly random coincidences, are often evidence of a deeper, energetic connection. A thought arises in your mind and she calls moments later. A shared gesture or word echoes across distances. These are signs that your souls are intertwined, that your journey together spans lifetimes, and that your shared lessons are purposeful. Understanding that your soul chose your mother and her lineage is empowering. It shifts you from the role of victim to the role of co-creator. Gratitude becomes a conscious practice, not for the hardships themselves, but for the growth and wisdom they cultivated. You honor your mother by recognizing her role in your evolution. You honor your soul by accepting the courage it took to select this journey. And you honor the lineage by breaking cycles, healing wounds, and elevating the energy that passes through future generations. Your life becomes a sacred testament to transformation, turning challenges into lessons, pain into strength, and experiences into wisdom. The concept of shadow work is central to understanding your relationship with your mother. Every aspect of her personality that triggers frustration, anger, or resentment within you is a reflection of an unintegrated part of yourself. Shadow work invites you to observe these reactions without judgment and ask, what is this teaching me about myself? When your mother is controlling, it may awaken your own fears of limitation or rejection. When she is critical, it may point to your inner critical voice that undermines your self-worth. When she is distant, it may reveal a part of you that struggles with emotional intimacy. These shadows are not obstacles. They are opportunities. By consciously engaging with them, you transform the dynamic from conflict into awareness. You begin to respond rather than react. You start to see her not as the source of pain, but as a mirror reflecting the areas where your soul seeks growth. This understanding does not excuse harmful behavior, but it empowers you to reclaim your energy, heal your wounds, and transcend the limitations of the past. Mirror journaling. Write about the moments that challenge you most with your mother. Identify the emotions that arise and ask yourself, what part of me is being reflected here? This practice brings clarity to your unconscious patterns. Letter of gratitude. Compose a letter to your soul, thanking it for choosing the exact mother you were born to. Acknowledge the courage it took to select both the joy and the challenges, and honor the growth that came from each experience. Energetic observation. Throughout the day, notice moments where your mother's words or actions trigger strong reactions. Instead of responding immediately, pause and reflect. Which part of my inner self is resonating with this? This develops conscious awareness and reduces reactive patterns. Healing visualization. Close your eyes and imagine a protective light surrounding both you and your mother. Visualize all past wounds being softened and transformed into understanding and compassion. Allow yourself to feel peace and connection on a soul level. Pattern mapping. Create a visual map of recurring family patterns, both positive and negative. Trace how these behaviors have been passed through generations and identify where you can consciously choose a different path. Your mother's role as a spiritual teacher is not limited to dramatic moments. Even the mundane, everyday interactions carry deep lessons. Food and nurturance. How she feeds you or doesn't teaches lessons about trust, care, and self-nourishment. Boundaries and discipline. Her rules, limits, and sometimes overbearing control teach lessons about personal freedom, autonomy, and self-regulation. Praise and criticism. How she validates or challenges you teaches discernment, resilience, and the power of internal validation. Presence and absence. Times when she is emotionally present or distant teach lessons about attachment, self-love, and emotional independence. Every action, every reaction, every silence carries encoded lessons for your evolution. The more consciously you observe and integrate these lessons, the more empowered you become to navigate not just your family relationships, but life itself. One of the most profound aspects of choosing your mother is the opportunity to transform ancestral karma. You are not just experiencing the life of a single individual, you are engaging with generations of unresolved energy and wisdom. Every challenge your mother presents is a doorway to release old family patterns. If there is a legacy of emotional suppression, you may be called to express and normalize your emotions. If there is a lineage of self-sacrifice, you may be called to practice healthy boundaries. By consciously transforming these inherited patterns, you elevate the energetic field of your entire lineage. This is not only personal growth, it is generational healing. Every act of conscious awareness, forgiveness, or compassion you practice reverberates backward and forward through time, touching both ancestors and descendants. Trauma with your mother, while deeply challenging, is not wasted energy. It is the raw material for spiritual mastery. Emotional abandonment teaches self-reliance and emotional resilience. Criticism and judgment teach discernment, inner validation, and empathy. Control or overprotection teaches freedom, autonomy, and responsible choice. Neglect or distance teaches emotional sensitivity, self-care, and understanding of human complexity. Each of these lessons, once integrated, becomes a unique gift. The pain you experience is the crucible in which your spiritual capacities are forged. It is the catalyst for growth, allowing you to emerge stronger, wiser, and more capable of unconditional love. Every interaction with your mother is part of a pre-birth soul contract, a mutual agreement to provide the exact conditions needed for both of your spiritual evolution. This contract operates on love, growth, and reciprocity, even when it manifests as conflict. By understanding this, you can approach your relationship with gratitude and intention. Even moments of disagreement or frustration are opportunities to honor the contract. By consciously fulfilling your part, you allow both yourself and your mother to grow spiritually. You may never need to articulate this understanding to her in words. The recognition happens internally, in how you relate to her, in how you process challenges, and in how you transform your experiences into wisdom. You were not a passive participant in your family circumstances. Your soul actively chose the mother, the lineage, and the conditions that would cultivate your spiritual growth. Understanding this shifts the perspective from victimhood to empowerment. You can choose compassion over resentment. You can choose understanding over judgment. You can choose growth over stagnation. This conscious engagement transforms not just your life, but the energy of your family, your lineage, and your future. Understanding the spiritual significance of your mother is one thing, living it is another. The shift from theory to practice requires intentional daily engagement. Here are transformative exercises you can weave into your life. Morning reflection. Each morning, spend 5 minutes reflecting on a specific interaction with your mother. Ask yourself, what lesson is hidden here? What aspect of myself is being called to evolve? This primes your mind for conscious awareness throughout the day. Evening integration. Before bed, review your day. Identify moments where old patterns surfaced. Journal your observations and write one actionable step to respond differently tomorrow. Over time, this creates a feedback loop of awareness, growth, and empowerment. Energetic reset. Visualize the energy between you and your mother as a flowing river. With each breath, imagine the water clearing tension, misunderstandings, and unprocessed emotions. See the river transforming into a source of mutual growth and understanding. Gratitude ritual. Each week, write down 3 things about your mother that contributed to your growth. Include challenges, criticisms, or moments of distance. Reframe them as gifts your soul consciously chose for your evolution. This strengthens your connection to the sacred contract. Shadow dialogue. Engage in a silent conversation with the aspects of your mother that trigger you. Ask questions like, why does this affect me? What is this revealing about myself? How can I transform this energy? Respond internally with compassion and understanding. The experiences that cause the most emotional turbulence are often the most potent teachers. When consciously integrated, these experiences become spiritual gifts. Abandonment evolves into emotional independence and self-sufficiency. Criticism evolves into discernment, wisdom, and inner validation. Neglect evolves into sensitivity, empathy, and emotional intelligence. Overprotection or control evolves into autonomy, personal responsibility, and confidence. Each challenge becomes a portal. Each difficulty becomes a teacher. Each wound becomes a bridge to your higher self. The key is conscious transformation, choosing to see the lesson, embrace it, and integrate it into your daily life. True spiritual maturity comes from honoring the gift of your mother while recognizing her human imperfections. This is not about blind admiration or denying past pain. It is about understanding her role in your evolution. See her challenges as deliberate opportunities for growth. Acknowledge her teachings, whether gentle or harsh. Release the need to blame, judge, or wish she were different. Recognize that both her strengths and weaknesses contributed to your spiritual development. Honoring your mother in this way transforms resentment into gratitude, frustration into understanding, and past wounds into wisdom. Once you internalize the lessons your mother provided, you step into the role of co-creator. You are no longer bound by the patterns, traumas, or limitations of your lineage. You consciously decide how to respond, act, and evolve. Choose love over fear. Choose growth over stagnation. Choose understanding over blame. This conscious choice transforms not only your life, but the lives of those around you. You break cycles, elevate energy, and create new possibilities for future generations. Your soul's decision to choose your mother was an act of incredible wisdom and foresight. Every detail, her personality, her lineage, her challenges, was selected to provide the exact experiences needed for your evolution. When you honor this choice, you reclaim personal power. You transform trauma into spiritual gifts. You heal ancestral wounds. You co-create a life of meaning, fulfillment, and conscious purpose. This is the ultimate spiritual truth. You were never a victim of circumstance. You are the deliberate architect of your own evolution. Every experience, every challenge, every moment of your life has contributed to the masterpiece of your soul. Begin today. Reflect on one challenging experience with your mother and write down the hidden lesson. Identify one recurring family pattern and commit to consciously transforming it. Express gratitude to your soul for choosing the exact mother that would catalyze your growth. Share the wisdom you gained, whether with friends, family, or even in your journal. Transformation multiplies when shared. By embracing these practices, you step into the highest version of yourself. You honor the sacred contract between souls, heal generational patterns, and unlock the true potential of your life. The journey with your mother is the journey of your soul. Every conflict, every lesson, every moment of connection or disconnection is a step toward spiritual mastery. She is your mirror, your teacher, and your ally in evolution. By understanding, integrating, and honoring this dynamic, you reclaim your power, transform your lineage, and step fully into the life you were meant to create. Your mother was not chosen by chance. She was chosen by your soul. And by embracing that truth, you embrace the fullness of your existence. By